I think, look, at the end of the day, as a trader, you don't really care.
Yeah.
Okay? So you have, let's say, 3 setups that you would look at. Okay.
Yeah.
You have B-Book. B-Book is a fair deal where you trade on a platform. It's like you trade. If you win, you win. If you lose, you lose.
Yes.
Okay. So for me, that's the first transaction that you can have.
Yeah.
If you're a good trader, you make money. If you're a bad trader, you lose.
You lose money.
Okay. Then you have an A-Book. That's direct market access.
Yes.
That's where you physically get executed on real time.
Yes.
Okay. That's where you will have your pricing from the banks and liquidity from the banks.
Yeah.
But what people don't always understand is, then you're in the real market, in the real liquidity pools. Okay. At any given time, a massive fund can close a euro-dollar position. That will cause the spread to widen.
So welcome back to another FX Cartel Podcast, and today I have a special guest in the studio, and I'm joined with Ruan from L7 Prime. Welcome, Ruan.
Thanks, Shan.
Good having you on the show. I think this one was long overdue.
No, 100%, man. I think it's even when, let's say officially met, I think it was at the golf actually.
Yes.
With Caleb, and I was like, you have this image about people.
Yeah.
And then when you meet them, you're like, actually, it's different.
Different opinions, different point of views.
Yeah, 100%.
Ruan, let's jump into it and let us know who's Ruan. How did you get into where you are now? But more, where you grew up, how you grew up, what lines of education you went into, and how you landed up, in the Forex.
Okay, so now I grew up in Limpopo and Polokwane. I think it's once again probably one of my biggest privileges to grow up in a multicultural province, so to say, because you also learn and understand different cultures.
Yes.
Grew up with a really, I'll say, up and down background. Went from a little bit of a nice house to lived in a caravan for a few years. We've seen all the ups and downs.
Yes.
And since I was a young kid, I always knew that this is how my family grows up. This is not something that I want for myself or my kids.
Yeah.
And started my first business at like age 8 selling tomatoes, and went up from there. And then eventually got to like age 16. Decided I need to go to university, not to get a degree, but also to find a different solution in life, like meet new people, understand, because in Polokwane specifically, 90% of money is old money. So if you don't come from money, then there's not a lot of opportunities, so to say, in that specific region. And then started working in security at age 14, started installing cameras. Age 16, I was actually a fully accredited security guard. So I was doing security management, and then that's how I got to university.
Okay.
So the studies, I was a security manager at Hawaii, actually, and was working in 4 different sites. I was an area manager, so to say. And that's what got me to university, paid for my own studies, paid for my own boss, and I also think it teaches you a lot of things about yourself and also about life, that everything isn't a handout. I think that's one thing we always see in Forex as well. People want handouts, but they don't understand the work that goes into trading. And then probably 3rd year, I was sitting there, now you're working at Loftus Versveld or at the cricket in Centurion, and you're getting paid 350 Rand. Back then you're like, amazing. 350 Rand for 14 hours of work, it's amazing. But then you start realizing, and you see these young guys on social media. That's just when the social media boom about trading started. And the first trader came online, which was Go Forex. And you see these young guys with the cars.
And
then you
the
start
flashy
thinking,
lifestyle.
And we all measure ourselves sometimes, where we think, okay, well, look, if this guy can do it, based on what I'm hearing knowledge-wise, there's no way I can't do it.
Of course. And I think we're all attracted to that. We can have the most amount of money. The richest man, I still say, always wants more.
100%.
So when you get to see the lifestyle, and the guy scaled himself from such a short time, from where he was to where he is currently now, we're attracted to it.
Yeah, but I think that's what we attract to it. And I think it's the same with you. We've never known each other. Let's say before a year ago. And we've never even met. And when someone sent me your profile, then it's like, in my brain, Sham just popped out of nowhere. Like it is. I'm already saying like, okay, this guy probably comes from money. Or I'm not saying, but you understand. It's a general assumption we do as human beings. Because you've never followed this person, you haven't seen their journey. You don't actually know what they've done before this, and we make that assumption of, okay, he has life easy.
And
people don't always see the story. That's why I always say, if we can actually follow some successful people from when they start to where they end, we will actually understand the journey and how much work it gets to doing this.
100%.
The same with your studio you have here.
Yeah.
I've been in this industry for 10 years.
Yeah.
I've never seen someone run a proper solution like this.
Yes.
Why? Because most traders out there are afraid for their clients to come to their office.
Yeah. That's so true.
Truth.
That's so true. And that is one of the reasons why we set up FX Cartel in the way that we did with the trading lounges, to afford you the peace, and you can be rest assured that, listen, okay, fine, I'm in a safe environment.
No.
Yeah, where I'm accessible to Shan and coaches, and I know the guys are not just going to take a funding and tomorrow they're gone.
Yeah,
because 90% of us in South Africa, we've all experienced being scammed.
Yeah.
You know,
100%.
and I think it's all leads from being vulnerable.
Yeah.
The South Africans are very vulnerable, eager to make money. So when someone pitches something more like a Ponzi or a pyramid scheme, they're quick to jump into it.
Yeah, 100%. And then if you pitch something legit.
Yeah.
I actually had this meeting on my way here where a guy that I've known for a long time.
Yeah.
He's probably one of the best traders I've ever met. He's not really big on social media. Has a lot of clients as an IB as well. And he was doing quite well. Now he's promoting I can guarantee it's a scam.
Yeah.
Like I've been telling him, man, it's just a scam. You never make 3% a day, guaranteed.
Yeah.
And then I told him, I'm like, you can't be onboarded on a license.
Yes.
Because as soon as they're seeing you pushing unregulated company, and it's like, yeah, but the growth is quick here, I'm getting a lot more clients. I'm like, yeah, but that's the point, because it's short-lived.
Yes.
Like I've invested in scams, you've
Yeah,
probably
of
invested
course.
in scams.
Of course.
And for me, it's always like, that's the lesson you pay to learn what the industry is really about.
Yeah.
And I mean, you are another proof of there is actually traders out there that can make it in the industry if they just stick to the long route.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
You know, the people don't realize it's the hardest way to make easy money.
Easy money. Yeah, 100%.
They don't realize that everyone just looks at it as a quick fix.
Yeah.
And I think if you're more consistent, you'll be sustainable for longer.
Yeah.
And consistency will lead you through to your breakthrough.
No, 100%.
Yeah, we don't need to chase.
No.
So, Lekker, so you got into Forex. You saw Go Forex.
Yeah, so Go Forex.
Yeah.
I mean, then they had a person that came through their network.
Yeah.
And then he also started selling courses.
Okay.
And from there decided, okay, let me buy this guy's course.
Yeah.
Okay. And actually, funny enough, last night I was on my Facebook memories.
Yeah.
And it literally showed 11 years ago, I sold this earphones. I can't remember, Walkman earphones.
Yeah.
I literally sold that. I remember still selling my PlayStation, my tablet, and that earphones to buy the specific course.
Yeah.
And last night I saw the memory that was exactly that day, 11 years ago. So yesterday, 11 years ago, was the first time I knew about Forex. And that's when I decided to buy this guy's course. And I have a way different opinion than people about getting scammed. Okay?
Yeah.
Got to his course, paid him 5,000 Rand per person, myself and my best friend Quentin, and he showed us a trend line. But once again, if you're new to trading and you've never been a trader, someone shows you, you draw a trend line, if it breaks you sell, if it breaks you buy.
Yeah.
For you, it's like you discovered gold.
Yes.
Okay? You don't really know, you're uneducated, you've never done this, and it did work for me.
Yeah.
Like, funny enough, just a simple trend line worked for me for multiple months.
Yeah.
And then news events came, and then you start realizing there's actually more to
There's
trading.
a lot more to it.
That's also when you understand, when you're 10 years in, that if a simple trend line strategy worked for you, it's not really about the strategy always, it's also about the fact that I didn't overcomplicate. I took the market as it is, I did the same thing every single day, and that's where you understand repetition is what Forex is for me.
100%. It's like your EMA 50.
Yeah.
It's a trend line.
Yeah, it's
Break.
the same thing. Yeah. But there's so many different ways that you as a trader can
You know,
make
it's
money.
been so amazing because I think the basics are the basics, and people's just added new names to everything, and to look for an opportunity to sell, to sell the product. But for me, I don't even want to know.
Yeah.
What I know is what I want to know because it's working. If someone comes to me and says, "Hey, do you know this?" and I've got youngsters in the trading lounge, and they often come up with these terms and these names, and I'm like, guys, I don't want to hear.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear. It's just a fancy name for support and resistance.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, all good. No, but it's exactly to that point. It's, when people talk smart money concepts, okay, I'm not saying smart money concept doesn't work. I'm just saying it's a rebranding of a simple market structure.
Yes.
If you look
that's what it is.
Everything is a rebranding of something to get sold to different people. I've seen people sell ICT as Eagle something, like the Eagle strategy.
Yeah.
So there's so many different names. At the end of the day, it comes down to this, doing the same thing, finding something that works for you and doing the same thing over and over and over again.
So we've got the FX Cartel blueprint strategy.
Yeah.
And what I did was, instead of it being that big, watered it down to all you have to know for you to make money. Yeah. You know, you don't need to know everything to complicate it, because I think it fogs your mind. There's too much of complications that my son is 13 when he started trading, and he uses it. Now he's 15.
No.
You know, so if a young individual and an elderly person can grasp the concept, I think we're golden.
Yeah, but I think that's what you're doing. Is people always ask me, like, is it important to have a mentor? Then I look at my personal life and I think, okay, well, I've had so many businesses, I've failed in a lot of businesses, I've made millions of rands in some businesses, I've lost millions of rands in some businesses, but it comes down to a point where I would have always failed until I finally found a mentor for the business space.
Yeah.
And he has taught me every single thing that I know about business today, and I'm always grateful for him. And it's the same with trading. Like, sometimes you'll get a mentor, or you'll buy signals or courses, whatever it might be. It might not be the holy grail, it might just push you in the right direction. And I think what's important as a new trader for me back then is community.
Yeah.
Being part of a community is something that pushes you.
It's vital.
It's the same going to the gym I go to the gym every single day alone.
Yeah.
And it becomes boring, it becomes lonely.
Definitely.
Sometimes I deviate from that plan. But if you look at High Rocks, for example, last night read that it became a $1 billion company. What is High Rocks? High Rocks is CrossFit built into a community.
Yeah.
That's all they did. And that's what trading is as well.
Yeah. I believe that you need a community, because every individual who tried to do this alone, I think, failed.
Yeah, and I think for me, the key part was I had my best friend learning with me.
Yes.
And we were always pushing one another to push the limits of what is possible in the Forex industry.
Yeah.
And I think that's what helped me so much to grow in this industry, is that I knew that I had someone that will be by my side in the good and the bad times. When I blew my first trading account, he was there.
Yeah.
He was actually profitable, and that week, and I was negative, and I actually went full margin, and I blew my account.
Right.
But he had a profitable week. He gave me some money back. Yeah. And it's like a cash back.
Yeah.
He gave me some money back, and we refunded my account, and I started trading again. But I also learned lessons. We've also had a point where I had a 200,000 Rand account. He had a 200,000 Rand account.
Yeah.
He accidentally entered a 5 lot other than 0.5.
Yes.
And he almost blew his account, and then I made X amount that week, and I gave money back to him.
Yes.
So it's always important to have someone that you can learn with.
No, definitely. I think it's very important. So look, you transitioned and you got your mentorship, and it shows you how vital it is to actually get some sort of education. A lot of people jump into the industry without wanting the education. Almost like a quick fix. They think that it's okay, we're just going to press buy and press sell.
It's not that easy.
So from there, would you say that having your entrepreneurship skills, has it had an impact or helped you in your trading journey?
Yeah, I think so. I think for me, trading is a mindset. I'm a really disciplined person. It's the same, you guys offered me food and I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
But because I'm on a really strict diet, I'll decline it and say, you guys. And I don't eat healthy food because I think I'm fat or overweight. I eat healthy food because of the mindset that I have.
Yes.
I eat the same thing every day. I only drink water. I mean, you've seen me drink 1.5 liters of water since I'm here. And it's certain things that I said through that the entrepreneurship side of me. I'm an analytic person.
Yes.
I analyze everything. Look at the questions I ask you when I move in here. How do you do this? How do you do this? How do you create this line? Everything in my life I analyze.
Yes.
And I want to understand the statistic of it.
Yeah.
If I'm paying medical aid at, I can't say the name, but let's say this Discovery. And they're saying this is my savings, this is what's going to happen here. I want to analyze it completely and understand exactly what I'm doing. And I think that's the entrepreneurship side of me coming into trading. And that's why I got to a point where I trade the same pay every single day, the same time over and over again. I I don't have to sit here and analyze or anything. I know it's 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock, I'll go to gold. I'll look for the same thing over and over again.
Yes.
And that's the structured side of me that understands the business of it. And I think the business side also, in a way, helps me with understanding the trading industry. Because where people are looking at, start a broker, let's do this. I'm looking at how do I bring the Forex community or the Forex industry together? What do I build bigger than just a broker? I want to build something that can take everyone together and put it aside, because I feel even at FMS there's so much division in this industry, and I've always said it, and this is something I posted. Healthy competition is good. Okay, brokers competing against each other in a healthy manner. Okay, you guys have leverage, you guys have this. I love the competition, but once competition becomes dirty, that's where the industry is at the moment. People will put, you'll have this thing, you'll have a fake guy coming in here to try and understand how you get this lounge filled up. That's where business becomes dirty. To start a lounge across the street, that's competition.
Yes.
Understand? But once you start doing things like that, that's where it kills the industry, in my perspective.
Okay, so for me, it's helped me. So I've been an entrepreneur my whole life. And I take my Forex as if I'm running a business. And from that kind of aspect, it's really assisted me, because I know that, okay, fine, you know, it's not what the guys were always portraying, that it's all about wins and blue screens, that there's losses, and there's losses have to be taken. It's like an expense, but it's how we come out of it at the end of the month or the end of the week that we on profits.
And I think even on that point, I mean, you know, with your other businesses, not every month will be a profitable month.
100%.
Some months you might build something and you miscounted the bricks or whatever it might be, and you're going to take some losses, but at the end of the day, the contract's longevity will make money, and trading is the same.
Correct. Yeah, so look, you're in a very interesting space, something that I don't have enough knowledge about. L7. Tell us about it.
Well, I think for me, I mean, I'm a creative. So the way I always explain people is my brain is my best and worst attribute at the same time. If you give me any industry, I can probably sit with 10 minutes in a whiteboard and I can draw out, it's like bubbles pops up in my brain. And I can place whatever it is, retention, support, onboarding, I can place everything and I can see how it should flow. And then I'll go into a business and see how it is flowing. And I think that's where L7 started, is more thing of like, we can build brokers for you. We've done it multiple times. And when we come in as L7, you have a lot of competitors out there, B2B brokers, whatever it might be. But what we try and do from a company's perspective is, it's easy to just give you a car, for example. Give your son his first car. Imagine giving your son his first car at 16 years old, but you've never teach him how to drive. Okay, you might drive that M4 through a
but
if you teach him how to drive the car and you give him the car, show him to advanced lessons, whatever it might be, that's how he gets to a good driver. And I think that's what we want to specialize in. Is yes, we'll give you a broker at relatively low cost, all those type of things, give you access to prime liquidity, and then that. But what we are pushing once again is, with all the brands we have under us, I go into that brand. I'm like, okay guys, your conversion this week was, let's say, 41%. We need to fix the conversion. How do we fix the conversion? Okay, if we look at the email open rate, it's sitting at 12%. What do we need to implement? Let's run a WhatsApp campaign. WhatsApp is working. Let's implement the WhatsApp funnel to give clients access to funds. Okay, withdrawals are struggling. Okay, people want quick withdrawals. What do we do? Okay, we plug in AOPay. What do we do with AOPay? Then you have arbitrage coming in. How do you solve the arbitrage? So that's all the things we're doing. Everyone is promoting a broker in this direction. What do we do? Something new about it. Why don't we do this specific campaign? Always trying to have a brand where we protect them also, but we protect the consumer at the end of the day. And that's how R7 started. It actually started as an idea 14 months ago, where we're going to try and be the side that builds brokers, anything in finance. I mean, we build our KYC vendor as well. Anything in finance that we can find, we can build it. And that will be the leg of AT Global Group that will build companies across the street. And whatever problem we find, it's with KYC, for example. KYC as a broker, people or clients don't really understand how much money a broker spends KYCing you. Okay, because the regulation is quite strict with KYC. But if you look at any KYC vendors out there, they charge the broker for retries. They charge the broker for this. So every time you're failing, you're getting frustrated at the broker. Number one, it's not the broker, it's a plugin or external service.
Yeah.
Number two, every time you fail, they're going to keep paying and paying. Then when you do your research, you'll understand Moody's and Home Affairs don't charge for retries. And then you start understanding the monopoly of KYC vendor.
Yeah.
So now we take that and we figure out the solution.
Yeah.
Whatever there is that's broken, at the end of the day, that basically charges the client. Because remember now, as a broker,
so if you're getting charged per click.
Yeah, per click. And they, obviously, KYC vendors charge you over and over and over again. And now what you don't understand as a trader is that's what pushes brokers to increase spread, to add slippage.
Yeah.
Everything is an ecosystem that leads to disaster.
Yes.
So what we do is we then identify the issue, or I'll identify the issue and say, okay, how do we build our own KYC vendor? Not trying to make money from it, but to protect the broker, to protect the client, if it makes sense.
So you're actually finding the flaws in it to offer, to actually better on it, to offer a better system for the traders.
100%.
If I can put it in a nutshell. Yeah.
I think that's the key is once again, anyone can most probably build you a broker.
Yeah.
But for you, for example, let's say you want to start a broker tomorrow, FX Cartel Markets.
Yes.
Okay? It will take you countless meetings. People will soon realize you have a big community, you have money, and they're going to start overcharging you. They're going to start selling you stuff that you don't really need. We don't want to do that.
Yes.
We're not in the game of trying to mark up or make money from every single small thing. We're in the game of let's help you become a profitable business. If you are a profitable business, we are a profitable business. That's the game that we're in.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting, but there's a lot of other dynamics that's got to add on. I mean, someone that wants to just open a broker, you would need a lot of money to open a broker.
Yeah.
So you'd also need like liquidity providers that's going to be providing liquidity for you. How do they actually get the chart? I don't know. Are we comfortable?
Okay. Yeah. So I mean, in a broker, there's so many different elements.
Yeah.
Once again, that's why I'm saying it's so difficult to actually set it up.
Yes.
Because we have brokers in South Africa, for example. Okay. Now you have MetaTrader.
Yeah.
Okay. MetaTrader. Once again, for me as a trader, love MetaTrader. But it's once again, there's so many different systems. TradeLocker, for example. It's
Trading
such a
View.
good system, TradingView.
Yeah.
But because MetaTrader has been the beast in the industry, they're always going to be there. But now people don't realize that MetaTrader doesn't offer you the pricing.
Yes.
Okay? Now you have to source pricing. Okay? Now you have pricing that's plugged in. So now once again, you get raw pricing from the LP. Raw pricing is plugged into the LP.
Yeah.
So let's say euro-dollar spread will be $3, for example. Now you have the broker pricing, okay, the bid and the ask price. So now the broker will create a bridge level markup on whatever, euro-dollar 20.
Yes.
Okay? So now you have Centroid in the middle of that whole calculation as well. Then from there, if you, for example, are SCP broker, then you have a 1-0 account. So now the flow needs to run through 1-0.
Yeah.
Then it goes to the banks. So it's actually such a complex system, and that's where South Africa doesn't always understand the complexities.
I don't think the South African traders understand. A lot of them still think that you're actually trading the actual commodity.
I think a lot of people do. And I think
where we're actually trading price.
But that's what, if you sell it in the correct way, that you are gambling on currencies, people will freak out. But at the end of the day, you're actually just betting on price to go up or down. And that's where the conversation comes in between A book and B book. Okay. South Africa, 99% of brokers, when you sit down with them, they will tell you we are A book. Okay? But they are A book, but they are A booking to the offshore entity. But for you as a trader, I've had this so many times where it doesn't matter what book you're on. Okay. A B book, there's nothing wrong trading on a B book.
I'd love to stop you there. I'd like you to give us, because this is such a big topic in South Africa right now. A lot of people are talking, I need to do my due diligence. I need to see whether I'm on an A book, I'm on a B book. Where's your broker? Is your broker international? I think it's what they hear and what they want. They will then ask what they've heard. You know, let's try to educate. Let us know. To tell us, what's the B book? What is the A book? How the functionalities of it? To me, I know the market. It's still the market.
But I think
people think manipulation and things are happening, and the broker is forcing this, and the broker is doing this. So let's try to educate them. I think this is going to be a good one.
I think, look, at the end of the day, as a trader, you don't really care.
Yeah.
Okay? So you have, let's say, 3 setups that you would look at. Okay.
Yeah.
You have B-Book. B-Book is a fair deal where you trade on a platform. It's like you trade. If you win, you win. If you lose, you lose.
Yes.
Okay. So for me, that's the first transaction that you can have.
Yeah.
If you're a good trader, you make money. If you're a bad trader, you lose.
You lose money.
Okay. Then you have an A-Book. That's direct market access.
Yes.
That's where you physically get executed on real time.
Yes.
Okay. That's where you will have your pricing from the banks and liquidity from the banks.
Yeah.
But what people don't always understand is, then you're in the real market, in the real liquidity pools. Okay. At any given time, a massive fund can close a euro-dollar position. That will cause the spread to widen.
Yes.
Okay? That's not the broker manipulating you.
That
is the real life market that you're trading. On a B-Book, you won't really see spread increases like that because it's a controlled market. It's a virtual, see it as a virtual market, so to say. So as a trader, personally, I would rather prefer to be on a B-Book.
Yeah.
But now you get the third element.
Yeah.
Okay? Third element is broker manipulation. Okay. If, for example, you're going to trade a news event and you see off quotes, or you see not enough money, stuff like that. That has nothing to do with the A-Book or B-Book. That has to do with your broker.
Right.
It's the same when gold was going to the top side. Okay. Then brokers had to cap. For example, gold trading, all that. But then you ask yourself,
some of them were actually shut down.
Yeah,
you couldn't get access.
And massive brokers. It's not small brokers that change their T's and C's and stuff. And then you start asking the question, but if you guys are fully A-booked, like you always say, why are you shutting it down?
Why are you dropping leverage?
Aren't you aged?
Yeah.
And then you ask yourself that question. And then you start understanding, okay, well, they are actually B-booking us. And once again, no issue with that. But at the end of the day, they are then capping you on that specific losses. So that's where the whole tricky situation comes in. It's the same with, we've all taken trades where you have a stop loss and then it hits your stop loss, but price never went there.
Yes.
That has nothing to do with A-Book and B-Book. That is the broker manipulating the charts.
Yeah.
And that's where we need to understand that we don't really care if we're on A-Book or B-Book. We need to know that if we're going to execute, is price going to execute at that specific price? And then we look at rollover. At rollover, for example, you always have a spread increase on rollover if your session closes.
Yeah.
Okay, it's something that's normal. It's something that's always been there. And that's why I always tell people that if you start trading, take a demo account for a week and try everything. Try to make stupid money. Try to blow that account. Trade over rollover. Trade over news event. Just so you understand how those things work. Because it's the same with if you are trading on an A-Book in actual news events. Then you need to understand a lot of funds are going to get liquidated. That will cause the gap. That's why we see the gap, for example. If you, for example, trade during rollover, for example, and you enter on rollover, there is a spread increase because there's liquidity leaving the market. Yeah. So that's the difference between A-Book and B-Book.
Right. What do you got to say about when the market actually, and there's a stop loss in place and it doesn't really stop at stop loss and it runs right through it and cleans out the whole account?
So there's a lot of scenarios where that's happened to me as well. I can't mention brokers, but it's I've traded dollar rand, for example, where I will be in massive positions and then I sold it at like 19.3 and then you wake up, price never got to your point and hit your stop loss.
Yes.
Then you have times where you enter a trade, for example, and it runs over your stop loss. So there's a lot of times where that can be either a server issue on meta quotes. There's a lot of times where the logic on meta quotes isn't lined up to say it should trigger on XYZ. Okay, so for example, we've had a client that trades, price hits the TP level or the stop loss level, but the ask price never hits that level. Then people don't understand that the market actually is on ask price. The market's not on bid price. So that's where spread comes in. So you also need to be educated to understand there's spreads. Okay, if I have a TP of let's say 300 points and the spread is 20, I need to move my take profit to 280.
Yes.
That's realistic what you need to do as a trader. So I think it comes down more to uneducation than anything else. If there is a time where a thing will run over your stop loss, I'm pretty sure 99% brokers will refund you. But that's when the tricky comes in. When it's too big of an amount, that's when they start asking questions.
I never got refunded.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a numbers game.
So, look, I believe in the industry. I don't believe that there's enough education with regards to this. There's still a very grey area. People don't understand. people make their own assumptions. You know, there's a lot of blaming. It's the broker, it's this, it's that. I was manipulated, I was, you know, whatever. So I believe that we need to be more educated.
Yeah, 100%.
You know.
Yeah, but I think just to that point, I think it's a similar question we got at FMAS, for example, where a competitor came to our booth and basically said, "Look, I've never heard about you guys." Yeah. Which is all fair and love and war, but at the end of the day, it's a simple statement to make to someone, because if you just do your research and if you type in, for example, IT Global Group, you'll see we're number 5, number 6 in the world globally. Yeah, it's a massive company.
We might be giving you liquidity.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. And it's the only thing about ATFX as a brand, I would say once again, is the main concept that ATFX always push out. It's always about the brand. They will rather make money, lose money, whatever it is, as long as the brand is stable. As long as they have a good reputation, that's the main. Any board meeting that you attend, they always be like, guys, we're here to protect the brand.
Yes.
Doesn't matter what happens to, we make money, lose money, we protect the brand.
At every function or every event that I've attended, the brand was always at the highest level.
It's insane. I don't know. It's a lady called Weems. I don't know how she does it. Yeah. Even when they had the opening in Cape Town, I mean, I think you're also there.
Yes.
Even the cigars are branded. Cheese are branded. I don't know how she does it.
Was it the Sky Hotel?
Sky Hotel.
Yeah. Everything, like the walls were branded like FX Cartel. Yeah,
exactly.
You know, it was insane. There was endless amount of cigars available to the guys, unlimited, whatever, drinks, eats.
I think that's what.
But the branding for me is just on another level. Yeah. I have not seen branding.
Yeah, but I think that comes back to the fair competition. Okay? Yeah. Even at FMAS, we're not trying to promote stupid returns or insane leverage or whatever it is. We push ourselves as a global 24 offices. This is what we do. And it's the same with, there's a lot of big brands that was at the event. For example, I'll mention Exness. Yeah. I love Exness. Yeah. If people ask me my opinion tomorrow about Exness, I'm not going to say Exness is a bad brand, we are better. Exness is a really good broker.
Yeah, of course.
Like, why do you have anything bad to say? HFM, really good broker. Yeah. If we talk about different brokers, like, there's a point in life where you need to be realistic and say, guys, it's a really good broker. Yeah. I'm not saying this is a better broker or anything. It might be service differentiation. It might be, okay, it's a bigger global footprint, for example. Okay, in South Africa, if you understand anything about ODP licenses, okay, ODP license means that you can actually manage a book in South Africa. Where if you don't have an ODP license, your money is not sitting in South Africa. Yes. You're not even a client in South Africa. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that, once again, but brokers need to be more transparent.
You see, 100%. And I believe, like, when you start getting to a certain threshold, you'll start picking up. You know, when you start getting asked documentations and all sorts of things, it's like, why? It's because your money is actually leaving the country.
Yeah, but it's the same with, you get brokers that doesn't even KYC you on sign up. Yeah. Okay? So now if they don't KYC you on sign up, where are they going to KYC you? Yeah. They're going to KYC you on withdrawal. Yeah. Why? Because they are betting on you blowing your money before you withdraw. Yeah. It's the same. Like, for any broker, it's a pain point to do KYC in the beginning, or to ask all these questions. But at the end of the day, the more questions probably you ask, the safer you are. It's the same. Before I invest in something, if I ask one question, the chance of me getting scammed, if I get scammed, then it's on me. I ask one question. How much returns can I get? Yeah. If I ask, are you regulated? Are you this? Are you this? Are you this? And I get scammed, then in my opinion.
You know, yes. I think that's what South Africans also don't do. Due diligence is not done. I don't think they do enough of it. You know, to find out whether brokers are regulated, how they're regulated, where they're executing, you know, are they international, are they local, how many offices do they have? And I think you mentioned now 24 global offices. That's absolutely amazing.
It's actually one of the questions that was on the game and I got it wrong. That's how I know it's 24 by now.
Okay, so I don't think we've even scratched the surface with what we've had to talk about with regards to the brokers, and I think we definitely will come back for a part 2 on that 100%. One. How did you find FMAS?
No, I think it was good. I think the one thing about FMAS for me, I always make connections before I go there. Yes. So I already have a strict plan of, this is what I'm doing at FMAS.
Yes.
I think it's just, I did made a LinkedIn post where, for me, as a new trader, like, I was so curious. I can show you a drive now where I've had like 500 courses, 600 courses. I'm the most curious person ever. Like, I question everything. I want to know everything. I want to understand stuff. Where at FMS, like, I saw it so many times. We're at a point now where it's just about who has the nicest booth, who's doing the best giveaways. And it's just pushing a narrative for me personally. It's my personal opinion, where not about trading anymore. It's about...
Thank you.
Yeah.
Someone else shares the same views that I have.
Like, you were standing...
It's not about the traders.
It's not about the traders anymore.
It's now become a thing of the brokers putting themselves on a higher pedestal. Pedestal.
Yeah, but that's not what it's supposed to be. At the end of the day, it's, if you're standing at the booth and I'm a new trader, I'm going to probably come up to... you're really easy to talk to person. I will come up to you and say, how did you make it? Like, what do you think is the key to this? Like, ask questions. Where people just walk almost past you, some of them, and they're like, can I get them out?
So let's be very honest. For me, I thought it's a waste of money.
Yeah, I think it's a big waste of money.
I think it's a big waste of money because every interaction with a possible trader, you would talk to the trader, and it was very few that really had, they were concentrating, answering a question or asking a question and really engaged in conversation. But 90% of the people that I interacted with would speak to you, but the eyes were on the free giveaways.
100%. That'd be more true.
So, and I made a good couple of contacts and generated some leads. And not one is hot.
Yeah, because once again, everyone is there for... I thought when they moved to Cape Town, I was like, okay, it's most probably because they're trying to control the narrative more. Where in Joburg they have masses, in Cape Town they have higher value clients, which is a case in some instances. But you also have all these young guys that follows the wrong traders on social media, and they just come there to win a free gift. We had that game I created on the tablet. Yeah. It was just a simple trading game.
I love that thing. It was very exciting.
It's something that we created just to make sure we are actually onboarding guys that's traders. Yeah. Because it's the same. We as a brand also don't want to onboard guys that doesn't really know how to trade or whatever. We want to have people that is educated come on our platform. And even with what does FSCA stand for? Probably 8 out of 10 people got that question wrong. And I'm like, guys, like, it's the same with what does NASDAQ stand for? Most people got the question wrong. Yes. And it's like, but when you ask them, what do you trade? The NASDAQ. Okay? But if you don't understand what the NASDAQ is, for me, it's like, I will never sell NASDAQ. Why? Because I understand what's backed by NASDAQ. But it's a simple thing. If you don't have that foundation knowledge, you will never succeed in that market.
Look, from the previous years of attending FMAS to now, I think I will still always attend, but I know that I'm not attending to generate any sales or leads or get like good conversation and things, because it's become like a fancy dress party.
Oh yeah, I think FMS is like Danny said it. FMS is a B2B game actually. Yeah, it's there to build connections with the right people. Yeah, and unfortunately, yes, you have to have meetings set up beforehand for you to make it worth it. And it's the same. You're sitting with the most traders at an event that you'll ever see in the year. Yeah. So chat to other traders, do podcasts with traders.
But I was so dead this FMAS, I got so sick.
I remember you calling me and you said to me you're dying.
I'm dying. As soon as FMAS was done, I was in the first flight back to Johannesburg. I was dying. I would have died. But there was definitely something in the air.
Oh, 100%. I was sick on the Monday. Yeah.
There's a lot of them. I think Mashaya was terribly sick. Lwazi, his eyes, he said he looked like a Chinese guy. He actually posted on social media, his eyes are all closed. Ree got sick. Everyone that I spoke to was terribly sick. So I don't know whether it's us just coming into that Cape Town climate and we didn't
maybe we did it. Now Monday, I was like, guys, I'm 50-50 whether I'm going to FMS. Yeah. And we just went for dinner on Sunday evening, and then Monday I woke up, I'm like, guys, I'm literally dying.
I'm still convinced that Francois made us sick.
Yeah, I think because if you think about it, the person that's the loudest in the room and the person that interacted with all of us, Francois.
Yeah, common denominator, Francois.
Francois is the one that made us sick.
Yeah, look, if you had to give, and we're coming up to a wrap, if you had to give 2 words of advice to the traders and to IBs like myself, like a FX Cartel, what would you?
Well, I think on the trader side, I think it comes down to the basics. Number one, have a good foundation of what trading is. I always call it, when people ask me what's the first thing I look when I look at the market, and I say logical thinking. Logical thinking means what is logically happening in the market. Okay, the world is in war. We have a Hanta virus, whatever it's called. So many things happening. The dollar is stable. Okay, it's a clear indication. They're showing us the left hand, right hand is stable. Okay, if that doesn't move like that, something is happening. So logically, the dollar is strong. Okay. Then we start looking at the structure. What is logically happening in the weekly, daily, the high time frame structure? If you just have that logical understanding, if you're trading GBP JPY, look at CHF JPY. Why? CHF JPY is a safe haven. People are pushing money, that's why it's skyrocketing. So you're not looking to sell GBP JPY logically. So you already have a logical mindset. So number one, build a foundation. Number two, find something that works for you. It can be, I can maybe do your strategy tomorrow. It might work 100% for me, it might not work. Every single trader is different. Take what you learn, implement it into the market, and find the same thing over and over. Trade the same session, same currency, same thing over and over. So that's from the trader side. From the IB side, number one, before you become an IB, make sure you can trade. Okay. Why? Because it's pretty simple. The regulators are clamping down on this industry. It's going to get to a point where everyone needs to be regulated to be in this industry. And if you're not a trader, you're not going to make it. Why? Very simple. Back in the day, people start education company, they sell courses, they make money from the courses, whatever it might be. No barrier to entry. They can just start an IB business tomorrow. Now, for example, you have a barrier to entry because the industry is becoming competitive, you have regulation, you have all those things. So then you need to inject some cash before you will get to a point where it makes sense for you. And that's why we'll see most traders that will offer education eventually will have money. Okay? It's the same for you. You didn't build this. You built this because you've made money. Now you're building lounges and you have all these benefits clamping up. And then number three, I would say once again, make sure that you have a lifelong product. Okay. What I mean with that is, if you, for example, just sell a PDF, okay, there's no longevity in it. At the end of the day, we don't want to capture a client for a week or whatever. We want clients to, or IBs to sell business that this takes years to learn. It can sometimes take 6 months, but let's say 6 months to 2 years is a good average learning process. How will I make sure my client is actually taking that 6 months, understand it, and stay a client of mine for the long term? Only way through that is adding value. Okay? Having a back-end system, LMS system, whatever it might be, having constant communication. More traders will succeed if they're in an active community than just buying a course. Anyone can sell you a course, but having an active community and getting reminded every day that why you're learning this skill, that's how I succeed.
So thank you so much for joining us on the FX Cartel podcast, and I think that we really got to do a part 2. I don't think that there's enough, or this would be enough or suffice, to actually get out there. I feel that there's a lot more that we need to do to actually educate.
100%.
Because people have the wrong perception, and opinions. And I feel that the more that we can talk about it, the more we might get across. So people actually have the actual understanding. And I'm so glad that regulations will be clamping down, because a lot of people were actually influencers or are influencers and not actually traders. And they were given the ability to portray the trading image, where people actually got hooked to a lifestyle of a fancy car and a big house, because everyone wants that, right? Everyone wants better for their lives. And when you actually get involved in their community, the guy doesn't even know what the markets actually really look like, or how to analyze or break down the markets. And that leaves a lot of people losing money.
100%.
And immediately that person now that's took these major losses, or didn't have an active or good community, doesn't have the perception, or will not get involved again.
Yeah, 100%.
So you've just discouraged someone where there is actually a real, this is very real. There is, one can really make a lifestyle and a living and be sustainable from it if it's done correctly in the correct manner.
Yeah.
But now that person's totally off it, and he would rather go and die at his 9 to 5, for the rest of his life.
Then get scammed again.
Yeah, then get scammed again.
I can tell you safely, I have probably 3 of my best friends, like not talking about closest circle, is full-time traders.
Yeah.
They don't sell anything. One is in Brazil now.
Yeah.
He's traveling the world. He just trades for a living.
Yes.
There's no other income. He trades for a living. And the reason for that is because he was one of my first ever students. He stuck with me the whole time. And we built this relationship and friendship over the years. And another friend of mine, I've met him once. He made me his best man at his wedding.
Yeah.
After that, because he was grateful. But I didn't sell him on this is course or whatever it might be. I sold him on, if you stick with me long enough, and you can change your mindset and the way you think, is a really negative person. And all I did was I just changed his perspective on life. And now he got out of debt review, he's married, he has 2 kids. And that's the reason I did it, is to see that reaction from people, but also you can only do it to certain people that wants to change.
I believe that you got to be a teachable person and you're going to want to change. We've got a lot of traders, and we attract a lot more of a matured kind of trading community. We don't have, very young community. But we find that we've got guys 7 years in the game and weren't profitable. And when they came here, it's one of the hardest minds for me to break, but I'm willing to work with them and have that one-on-one relationship with them. And it's very rewarding when you see them now in the industry, and they're all quite big, high-ranking positions, in the corporate world, and they are actually profitable and they're enjoying it. And now you start getting referrals to other members coming in. So that's rewarding for us, and I think that's what keeps the drive and the fire still burning, because this is something I could have packed up the long time ago.
Now look, I think once your business gets to a point where your biggest, that's why I was asking where your clients come from.
Yeah.
I mean, there's traders with way bigger audience than you, but you have such a strong audience, so that's what I was interested in.
Yeah.
And that's when you start realizing it's mostly word of mouth.
Yeah.
It's people that enjoy the experience here.
Yeah.
They see something changing,
yes,
and that's when they refer their friends.
Yeah.
That's how you know you have a good business.
Yes.
Once you get to that point.
So I always believed word of mouth was the strongest form of marketing for me. You just got to set an experience, and once one's experience has been fulfilled, he's definitely going to go to his friends, and now he's going to want to talk about it. If he's constantly losing money and having a bad experience, he's not going to want to mention your name ever.
100%. No one talks about it without letting down. 100%.
Yeah, and the nice thing about it here, we can win together and we can lose together. It's how we overcome it and how we come out at the end of the day. That's most important for us.
I think once again, big ups to you. I mean, once again, just having a trader that is an open floor, door is open, people can walk in as they want to.
Yeah.
That alone, once again, no scam will do that.
Yeah.
It's like you won't run a scam and not have open.
Did you hear about the Cape Town?
Yeah. So I was literally telling him, I'm like, man, the Cape Town one will be so proper.
Yeah.
I think Cape Town is.
So we're finally in Cape Town. We are busy setting up the KZN one. We'll launch that one soon, or we'll reveal it soon. I'm sure my community, they almost looked a little bit upset, because it's like, Sham, you went to Cape Town first and opened up Cape Town, and where's KZN's one?
100%. You probably have
but guys, it's coming. There is plans definitely for a lot more FX Cartel trading lounges throughout the country. Just stay tuned, and we'll be there. Soon, very soon.
Looking forward to it.
Ruan, thank you so much. It was a pleasure having you on the show, and we'll definitely have to catch up with another one.
I think part 2 will be even better.
Bigger and better. Yeah. Thank you guys for joining us on the FX Cartel podcast, and please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thank you so much.
Cheers, guys.
So Francho here, and I am here with Sham from FX Cartel to share some amazing news as we are expanding the FX Cartel and ATFX partnership. So Shan, we are here next to the beautiful lake here in Canal Walk.
Iconic.
The iconic, yes. So what is it that you want to share with everyone else that is part of the FX Cartel family?
So I stand here very proudly here today, and also giving our community an opportunity, a better opportunity, because we've had a large input from them saying that, Shan, when are you coming to CPT?
To Cape Town.
So CPT, we are finally here. FX Cartel has put a footprint in. We are at the Canal Walk, and if you guys want to come and visit us, please do get in touch, and all the information is in our bio. And obviously it's a proud moment for us, collaborating with ATFX and expanding this journey.
Absolutely fantastic. So yeah, as soon as I'm sure we're gonna have a big party.
Yes,
to celebrate
this.
There's
gonna be a massive launch because this is our headquarters.
Absolutely fantastic. So we will even share pin drops with you guys. We will share a lot more detail with you. So even in the comments, show some love to everyone at FX Cartel. And I hope to see each and every one of you at the launch of the new FX Cartel office.
This is for you, CPT. We are here.